The story begins with Jonathan Shale, a former member of an elite military unit who now works as a mercenary. Together with his team, he is in the middle of completing an important mission that seems to be going successfully. However, shortly afterward, they are shocked by the news that the operation they had just carried out was not officially authorized. This, of course, takes them by surprise.
Officials went on to say that there was no way such a raid.
So what do we do now?
As a result, the entire team is discharged from active duty. Unemployed and directionless, they part ways. Shale decides to return to his hometown in Miami to calm himself and figure out his next steps in life. In the lively city of Miami, we are introduced to Jane Hetzko, a dedicated high school teacher who genuinely cares about her students. She is seen teaching with great commitment, bringing positive energy into the classroom. However, that peaceful atmosphere doesn't last long. A violent fight suddenly breaks out in the schoolyard. This isn't just a typical argument, there's clearly a planned attack behind the assault on a particular student. Jane and her colleague, Mr. Sherman, immediately step in to defuse the situation. They manage to save the victim, but the student acts as if he doesn't need help. He wants to appear strong in front of others.
Class. Please go to class.
Go on! Get out of here!
After the incident, Jane tries to talk to Juan Lacas, the student suspected of triggering the fight. But Juan is not just any troublemaker. He is the leader of the school gang called the Kings of Destruction, or KOD. With a calm but firm approach, Jane attempts to appeal to Juan's better nature, reminding him about the future and the importance of making the right choices. But all her advice is brushed off. Juan responds with a cold stare and warns Jane not to get involved.
Well, you're no person to me, bitch, right? So back the fuck off.
Not backing down, Jane and Mr. Sherman report the matter to the principal, Claude Rawl, and ask that Juan be disciplined. However, Rawl refuses, citing a lack of evidence to expel Juan. Frustrated, Jane storms out of the office, determined to find proof on her own.
But this guy is dangerous. Fine. You want proof? I'll get you proof.
Later that afternoon, as she walks to her car, Jane faces another form of intimidation. She finds that her car's keyhole has been sabotaged with chewing gum. Several KOD members appear and mock her. But Jane is unafraid. She defiantly throws their gang symbol to the ground upside down, as a sign of resistance.
Sorry, you sweetheart. For nothing, my mind.
Though shouted at and insulted, she gets into her car and drives away with her head held high.
See you later, Hans!
At home, Jane feels relieved to find Shale waiting for her. They share a warm reunion and have a heartfelt conversation. Shale tells her that he has just been discharged from the military and is considering what to do next.
Shale, got a gig, man. Meet me at 10 at the strip joint.
Soon after, Shale receives a voicemail from an old associate offering him a job. They meet at a nightclub to discuss the details. There, Shale is introduced to a man named John Janus, who will later become a dangerous enemy. The job involves protecting drug shipments from rival gangs and the police. Holding firm to his principles, Shale refuses the offer, while Janus accepts without hesitation.
You don't want soldiers, you want killers.
The next morning, Jane begins her day jogging along the beach, unaware that someone is watching her. As she passes the man, she is suddenly attacked and suffers a serious knee injury. Fortunately, Shale, who happens to be nearby, rushes to her rescue and takes her to the hospital. During her recovery, Jane expresses her suspicion that the attack was not random. She believes someone from the school environment is involved. She asks Shale to temporarily take her place as a teacher while also investigating what is really going on. Shale agrees, especially since he doesn't want whoever hurt Jane to get away with it. Using a fake identity as James Smith, Shale applies for a substitute teaching position at the school. Principal Claude Rawl welcomes him and offers a trial period. Shale begins his mission from the inside, with the main goal of uncovering the truth behind the attack on Jane and suspected corruption within the school. His first day of teaching proves to be a major challenge. The classroom is chaotic, students are indifferent to learning, and they show no respect for teachers. But Shale remains composed. He introduces himself as Jane's replacement and slowly begins to establish his authority. He realizes that most of the students are trapped in an environment filled with intimidation and little hope.
I will be Miss Hetsko's substitute for the next few days. My name is Mr. Smith.
In the teacher's lounge, Shale reconnects with Mr. Sherman and meets the school librarian, Hannah Dillon. From them, Shale gains crucial information. The KOD gang has long ruled the school through violence, and the principal is likely involved. Although Sherman tries to defend Raul, Hannah firmly believes something dirty is going on.
You criticize Rolay all you want. He was a cop. He knows the law. No evidence, no case. Period.
Shale's suspicions grow stronger when he notices Raul wearing an expensive watch, which seems out of place for a principal with a modest salary. When asked, Raul claims it was a gift, and subtly implies that he will do whatever it takes to protect what he has, even resorting to violence.
This watch was a gift from the Junior League. Anyone trying to take this watch is going to have to take this out.
That night, Shale reunites with his old team to devise a surveillance plan. They begin installing hidden cameras around the school to monitor gang activities. Despite some initial doubts, the team agrees to help.
There's drugs here, and where there's drugs, there's cash. These kids are walking around with cellular phones and pagers and driving $50,000 BMWs. So we're not going to walk out of there empty-handed.
The next day in class, Shale begins discussing the Vietnam War. As he writes on the board, a student named Tay suddenly throws a soda can at him. But with quick reflexes, Shale catches it midair and throws it back, hitting Tay on the head. The classroom goes silent. When Tay stands to retaliate, Shale effortlessly restrains him without using excessive force. He then approaches another student, Rodriguez, known to carry a knife. With a calm but firm approach, Shale convinces him to surrender the weapon. This moment makes the students realize this new teacher is different. He's not someone who can be intimidated.
I'm in charge of this class. I'm the warrior chief. You f*** with me, and you will suffer my wrath.
Tay and Rodriguez immediately report to the principal. Raul sends Marvin, the security officer, to watch over the class. But when Marvin arrives, he finds a calm and orderly classroom. He reports back to Raul, causing the principal to hesitate about taking any rash action. That day, tensions rise when Juan Lacus tries to intimidate Smith by asking if he's ever been shot. Smith remains calm and unmoved.
See ya.
Later, Smith monitors the school through the hidden cameras installed by his team. He sees the principal approaching his classroom and prepares himself. Raul enters and reveals that several students are planning to sue Smith. He asks Smith to apologize to avoid being fired. But Smith calmly states that termination must follow proper procedures and a 2-week notice. Raul, not expecting this resistance, grows uncomfortable.
According to the union, you can't fire me without 2 weeks' notice, not unless you want a public hearing in front of the school board.
You go ahead and take your 2 weeks.
Thanks.
Becoming suspicious, Raul begins investigating Smith's background but only finds fake documents created by Shale's team. One evening, Smith escorts Jane home, and they share an emotional conversation. Jane finds letters from students expressing gratitude and care. She is moved to tears. Though tension exists in their exchange, they genuinely care for each other.
Please get well and don't give up on us. It's very nice.
The next day, Smith returns to class and confronts Juan and his group for being late. He reprimands Juan and assigns a penalty. Juan tries to mock him, but Smith remains firm. He then initiates a deep discussion about the future, life goals, and the consequences of their actions. Slowly, the students begin to engage and realize that Smith wants them to think ahead.
It's a chess game, Juan. This is a crucial move.
What you want for your kids? How many of you in here have kids? How many of you want them to be in gangs?
Because you don't want to see your kids get into trouble or get hurt or get busted.
After the lesson, Raul reappears and praises how Smith handled Juan. He invites Smith to meet after the staff meeting. But secretly, Raul is plotting an ambush on Smith with Juan. Fortunately, Smith learns of the plan through the surveillance footage and prepares. At night, Smith dons a bulletproof vest and hides in the library.
I don't want to kill him right off. I want to cut him off a little bit first. Fuck with the loaded.
Anna, get down behind the desk now. Get down!
Juan and a group of armed thugs storm the library, leading to a fierce battle. Smith uses his military skills to take down the attackers one by one.
All right, that's good enough. Freeze, right there. Put your weapons in the little car.
Move in!
Check me, motherfucker.
He's toast. Kill this bitch and split.
When Juan is about to kill the librarian, Smith, believed to be dead, reappears and shocks them. Sometime later, Raul attempts to leave the building but runs into a composed Smith. Trying to mask his surprise, Raul pretends the meeting is still on.
A little late. Okay. Well, there's always tomorrow.
Elsewhere, Mr. Sherman begins to suspect that Smith is actually Shale, Jane's husband. Meanwhile, Joey continues to monitor gang movements and feeds information to Smith.
That substitute you had is amazing. Where'd you find it?
I didn't find him. Shale found him.
Shale?
He was in the military. You know, one of those on-again, off-again relationships.
That night, Jane, still traumatized, learns Smith's true identity from Sherman. Smith doesn't deny it and explains that he suspects Raul is working with the gang.
I'd love to have some rice, Mr. Smith.
Can I explain?
One day, Joey tells Smith to go to the docks for a major drug deal. Smith and Joey raid the location and successfully stop the transaction.
That's the Indian that hit Janie.
Yeah, he's the muscle.
Here, check it out.
You take the boat. The Indian's mine.
Get on the ground, on your faces, arms out of your side. Let's go!
Amid the chaos, Bull betrays them on orders to attack Smith. A brutal fight ensues, but Smith defeats him. They destroy the drugs and take the money.
Hey, no, stop, cabrón!
The next day, news of the raid spreads. Raul receives threats from the drug lord and panics. He blames Juan but quickly realizes Smith is behind everything. Smith announces that the seized money will be used to fix the school and provide free pizza for students. Enraged, Raul publicly fires Smith.
Somebody found out. We could be in real deep shit. You don't teach history anymore, Smith. You are history.
But Smith gains support from teachers and students, including Sherman. That night, Smith becomes the target of an assassination attempt. He narrowly escapes a shootout, and his car crashes into a house, but he survives thanks to his quick reflexes. Meanwhile, Mr. Sherman sneaks into the school's basement to find evidence of the drug operation but is murdered by Juan and the principal.
Whatever happens, stay put. No, listen. Tell Smith. Tell him everything, okay?
A student who witnesses the murder provides crucial testimony. The next morning, Raul spreads false news of Smith's death, but everyone is shocked when Smith shows up at school alive.
Who died?
You did, sir.
He then confronts another traitor, Mr. Wilson, who secretly supports the drug trade.
All I know is they wanted me to hire some people to bodyguard the incoming shipment, and that's it. That's all I know. And then, when he became a teacher, then they just started funneling the drugs through the school, and that's it. I mean, I know he was getting paid off when he was a cop, but I don't know how they store it, and I don't know how they transport it.
Look, Ivy, there's not a cop who's working for the mob. We need to find out which.
How did he become Esco's substitute?
Maybe you should ask her.
Tension peaks when the KOD gang attacks Jane's house. Two students trying to warn Smith about Sherman's murder are stopped by one. Smith arrives just in time but is unrecognized by the gang.
Who is it?
Shale!
Who's Shale?
It's a friend of mine.
Brought you something from Smith.
All right, take the package. Ain't no fucking teacher. Who the fuck are you? Who is he?
He's a merc.
After an initial clash, he is overpowered. One calls his boss to confirm that Shale and Smith are the same. They are ordered to kill him. As one is about to shoot, the doorbell rings, and Jane opens it. Smith seizes the moment to fight back.
He's not a teacher, that's a cover.
It's all the banging and...
He takes down several enemies but fails to save Jane. One threatens to shoot her if Smith doesn't surrender. Just as Smith is about to give in, a student shoots one in the hand, turning the tide.
What the hell were you two doing here anyway?
Looking for you.
It's not your fault.
Raleigh was bringing in dope on buses and storing it in the boiler room. Herman, he led them away from me so they wouldn't find me. And then that's when they killed him.
The final battle unfolds at the school. Smith and his team fight fiercely. Several of his comrades fall in the brutal showdown. Amid the chaos, Raul appears and shoots Holland from behind.
Who you working with, Shale? Who you working?
In the final duel, Smith confronts the armed Raul. Raul questions Smith's motives if not for money. Shale replies that some things cannot be taught, then finishes him off. Finally, Shale walks out of the school and finds Joey alive. Only the two of them remain after the epic fight. With the gang defeated and corrupt leaders eliminated, the school begins to recover. Students and teachers regain control of their environment, making the school a safe and proper place to learn once more. And thus, the film ends. Sometimes, to create real change, we must dare to take matters into our own hands. This story teaches that courage isn't just about physical strength but also about a heart that refuses to let injustice prevail. When bad people rule because good people stay silent, one brave act can become the turning point for everything. Just like what Shale did, a former soldier who chose to take action instead of merely watching. From this story, we learn that great change can begin with one person unafraid to fight for the greater good.